muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz, pak, münevver, mutahhar ruh şeriflerine salavat-ı şerifi getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetleri hayrola. Âl-i ezvacı, tahret evladı vesile sabzin efendilerimizin sayr evliyâ ve Resulü Hafiz'in hazaratın ervah şeriflerine birimiz bile Allah ve radıyallahu anh Efendimizin mihmandar Resul-i Kibriya Eyüp Sultan Halid bin Zeyd Ebayyub el-Ensar radıyallahu anh Şah Mürşidan, Şeyh Hacı Muhammed Bahadır Nakşibendi el-Buhari, Mevlana Celaleddin el-Rumi, Mevlana Ziyaddin Halid el-Bağdadi, Sahib-ü Zaman, Kıblet-i İslam, Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım el-Elekani, Sahib-ü Sevk, Şiabdül Kerim el-Kıbrıs el-Rabbani, Kaddesallahu esrarum, Hazaratın ervahı için, Hademeynül Harameyn Şerifeyn, Yavuz Sultan Selim Han, Ebul Fetvel Mehazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han cennet mekan. Firdevs-i aşiyen haziratın ervahine ve amr-i inayetine, alel husus bu caminin banisi ve bugüne kadar içerisinden gelmiş geçmiş, İmam, müezzin, kayyum ve cemaatinin ve kahve ehli imanın ervahı için, Allah rızası için el-Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketehu yusallûne alen-nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallu aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammed ve ala seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya ale's-salâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Hayya alel-felâh. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala. Nastağfiruhu şehadu en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Ve şehadu enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu ve habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabe tabi hulefâ raşidin mahadin min ba'di. Zeymmeti ala tahkik. Uzza minhu ala mitti hulefâ resul ala tahkik. Umarel mu'minin. Hazreti Ebu Bakr, Umar, Osman ve Ali ve ala baki sahabe-i tabi'in ridvanullah ta'ala aleyhim ecmain. Ya eyyuhel mu'minul hazirun. İtkullah Teala ve innallah hamellezine tekvellezine hum muhsinun. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala eşrafil enbiya ve murselin seyyidina Mevlana Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. All praises are due to Allah, the Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, who says in the Holy Quran, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Taha, we have not revealed unto you, Ya Muhammad, this Quran that you should become distressed, but as a reminder to the one who fears, a revelation from He who created the earth and the high heavens, the most merciful one, who is established on the throne. To Him belongs whatever is in the heavens and whatever is in the earth and whatever is in between them and whatever is below the soil. If you speak aloud, then truly He knows the secret thought and that which is yet more hidden. Allah, there is no Allah except for Him. To Him belong the most beautiful names. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon Hazrati Taha, Hazrati Yasin, whose mention has been glorified and elevated by Allah, Sayyidina Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. Hazrat Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh is narrating that the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, the person who includes the people of my house, my family, when reciting the salawats, and who wants to receive an eternal reward in full should recite this salawat. Ya Allah, bless Hazrat Muhammad the Nabi, and upon his wives, the mothers of the believers, and upon his descendants, and upon his Ahlul Bayt, as you bless Hazrat Ibrahim. Truly, you are praiseworthy, majestic. May peace and blessings be upon his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. Ya Rabbi, please send your blessings upon our Mashaykh, the noble Khajagan of the Naqshbandi order, who have put the end of all other ways in the beginning of their way. Ya Rabbi, please send blessings upon our Shaykh, the Ottoman Naqshbandi Shaykh, your lion, Sahibul Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibris, Ya Rabbani. Ya Rabbi, please bless the Ottoman Padishahs whose swords shaded the Ummah with peace and justice for 800 years. Ya Rabbi, love those who love them and curse those who hate them. Ya Rabbi, let them return to this world. Ameen. Ya Ayyuhal Mu'minun, O believers, we are in the holy month of Muharram, and inshallah Rahman tonight we will enter to Ashura. We are in some of the holiest days of the year. We must treat them as holy. Rasulullah ﷺ said, the best of fasting after Ramadan is fasting Allah's month of Muharram. And he ﷺ is also saying, fast on Ashura, because truly I hope that Allah will forgive the sins of the previous year through that fasting. And Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu is saying, I did not see the Holy Prophet ﷺ as excited to fast a day and preferring it over others, except for this day of Ashura and this month of Ramadan. What our Holy Prophet ﷺ is excited for, we must be excited for. Our Shaykh was excited for these days, and he taught us to make our heart and our spirit excited for these days. He's saying, so how thrilled are you? How much passion do you have in your heart to that? Put some excitement in your life. Move tomorrow. Get up with that love. Move with that love tomorrow. Why are Allah's Prophet and Allah's friends excited for this day? What is so special about Ashura? Today's believers, we have finished our passion to find out. We have finished our passion to find out about things from this religion or things that are spiritual. Our passion is only how to live in this world and how to have a life of luxury in this world. Today's believers, today's Muslims, we are happy to make every day the same, just to live a routine lifestyle and to sleep at night and wake up in the next morning. But every day is new. Every day is different. Every breath that is given to you is a new gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The holy ones are trying to wake up mankind to say, be thankful to your Lord. Wake up and run to His service. Every moment has a new secret and a new chance to make Allah happy with you. Wake up. Ashura is one of those days, one of those chances that Allah has given to mankind. The uncle of the Prophet, Hazrat Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, is telling us the hadith, saying, if someone fasts on the day of Ashura in Muharram, he will be granted the spiritual reward of 10,000 angels. If someone provides a believer with an iftar on Ashura, it will be just as if he fed the entire Ummah Muhammad as his guests. and they had all eaten to their fill. The people said, Ya Rasulullah, it looks like Allah has preferred Ashura over all the other days. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the heavens on the day of Ashura. He created the mountains on the day of Ashura. He created the oceans on the day of Ashura. He created the pen on the day of Ashura. He created the tablet on the day of Ashura. He created Adam alayhi salam on the day of Ashura and caused him to enter the garden of paradise on the day of Ashura. Ibrahim alayhi salam was born on the day of Ashura, and Allah saved him from the fiery furnace on the day of Ashura. Then He saved his son Ismail from being sacrificed. He caused Firaun to drown on the day of Ashura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala relieved Ayub alayhi salam from his trials and tests on the day of Ashura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turned towards Adam alayhi salam on the day of Ashura. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgave Dawood alayhi salam on the day of Ashura. Isa alayhi salam was born on the day of Ashura. The day of judgment will occur on the day of Ashura. That is the holy day that we're about to enter into. And one of the greatest events that happened on the day of Ashura is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saved the Prophet Nuh alayhi salam and his true followers on that day. The ship of Nuh alayhi salam found safety on the day of Ashura. Our Shaykh Sahibul Saif is saying that the incident of Nuh alayhi salam is one of the biggest real meanings of Ashura. When the friends of Allah say such a word, we must sit down and we must think. What is so important in that history? Especially for us, the believers of Akhir Zaman, that we must take lesson from it. Sahibul Saif is saying, Nuh alayhi salam, he was so fed up with his people because they were so disobedient to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He only opened his hand one time to make dua. He went back to them thousands and thousands of times, hundreds of years. Not 1 year, not 50 years, not 100 years, but 600, 700 years non-stop going back and forth to them, asking them, turn back to your Lord. Leave this egoistic lifestyle, turn back to your Lord. They said, who are you to tell us? What is it that you are going to tell us? We are going to live as we like. We are going to do just like the people in Akhir Zaman. Something opened to them, that they saw the people of Akhir Zaman. And they said, they do as they like. We are going to do as we like. You are not going to tell us what to do. They cursed at Nuh alayhi salam. They beat him. They threw him away. He went back to them because he was seeing what's waiting for them if they don't come back. They didn't listen. And finally, he was fed up with them. He opened his hand saying, Ya Rabbi, do not leave one of them on the face of the earth who is disobedient to you. Just one dua. Right away, a response came to him, I accept it. Prepare the ship. Last safety to those ones. Call them to come here. Those who are coming in, that is the safety to them. He prepared the ship. They didn't listen again. He was saying, oh children of Adam, I know what I did. Nuh alayhi salam is saying, I know what I asked. And I know what's coming to you. Don't be heedless. Come around. There's nothing I can do anymore. They said, you lost your mind. The world is so beautiful. You lost your mind. You went on top of the mountain and built a ship? How stupid are you? His own children, his own wife was disobedient to him. He is crying for them, but they are not caring. Their ego is wild until the last order came to him. No more calling. Whoever came to the ship, shut the door now. He is screaming to his own son, saying, come in. And Allah said, leave that one out too. He is your son, but he is our servant. We have created that one. He became from the unbelievers. Leave that one out. He shut the doors. The whole mankind finished on the face of the earth except those ones who found safety in that ship. O believers, wake up and listen to these words. Take lesson from these words. The disobedient people of Nuh alayhi salam, they saw us. They saw the people of Akhir Zaman and they said, we want to be that disobedient. We want to do whatever we want, just like them. We are living in that. And what happened? The beloved of Allah on the face of the earth that time, Nuh alayhi salam, he made just one dua, and that dua brought the punishment of Allah. He was calling those people, begging them to turn back to the straight path. He was begging and calling his own wife and his son to come back to the straight path. But he was ordered by Allah to stop. When the time came for the flood, when the time came for the acid rain to pour from the sky, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, stop calling them. Shut the doors. The same people who were laughing at him, who were mocking him, who were insulting him, who were beating him, who were leaving him for dead, they finally understood. When that rain touched their skin and they began to burn, they finally understood. And they begged to get on that ship. They screamed to get on that ship, but Allah said to them, shut the door. Do we understand how terrible that situation is? We must put ourselves in that situation. Don't put yourself in the situation that you are in the ship of Nuh. Put yourself in the situation where you are outside that ship. Sultan al-Awliya is saying, while the water was rising, one woman was holding her child. As the water was rising, she was lifting it up. The water was rising and she lifted it up above her head. Finally, when the water rose to drown her, she put her child down beneath her feet. She stepped on her child in order to save herself. This is because the life is sweet. She stood on it and she did this, she did this. We seek refuge in Allah. And our Shaykh is opening to us because he knows what was going on in the heart of Nuh alayhi salam. He is saying, do you think that Prophet Nuh was very happy when he was seeing them sinking? They were screaming and they were dying. Do you think he was enjoying in the ship? Do you think so? No, he didn't. He cried for them. For over 950 years, he cried for them. Allah's prophets and his friends, they are warners. They come with the softest hearts. And their hearts are breaking when they see the disobedience of Bani Adam because they see the punishment that is coming. Does anyone think that Bani Adam today, that the people of 21st century have pulled down the anger of Allah? Can anyone say that the punishment of Allah is not waiting at the door? And there are very few who are left who are saying, come to safety. Come to the ship. Yes, there are ships in the Akhir Zaman. They are the Ahlul Bayt of the Prophet ﷺ. And they are seeing that the punishment is coming. And Shaykh Effendi is saying that flood, but that flood of fire is going to come. Those who are seeing are screaming and crying, saying, come back, turn around. Whatever you are, leave your egoistic way of lifestyle. Go to sajda, ask forgiveness. You may find safety. There is no other safety. The flood of fire is about to happen. Mankind is running still wild, just like the people of Nuh alayhi salam. And this is going to take the whole globe. The whole world is going to sink in it. No safety. Safety only comes with those people that they are protected and they are holding tightly to the Prophet ﷺ. So the Prophet is saying to them, safety at that time is my Ahlul Bayt. Run to them, be around them. They are like the ship of Nuh. You are going to find safety. There is no other safety. Take these words seriously. They are very serious. But how is mankind treating these ships of safety? The same way that they treated Hazrat Nuh alayhi salam. Mankind is rejecting them, mocking them, and abusing them. Yes, we're entering into Ashura, the day that we remember the martyrdom of the grandson of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, Hazrat Hussein. That in Karbala, they cut the water off from him and his family, that everyone betrayed him. The thousands who pledged allegiance to him, and he was only left with 72 people around him. We are remembering that. Our Shaykh, that Ahlul Bayt, one of the grandsons of Hazrat Hussein, taught us to remember that in a real way, not in a fake, emotional, wild, vengeful, hatred-filled way. No, but to sit and to think what happened that day. Not to assume that we are going to be with Hazrat Hussein, but to say our egos pull us to Yazid. May Allah protect us from that. Shaykh Effendi told us from childhood that they were taught not to drink any water on Ashura. Even when they were children, they were taught not to drink any water on Ashura, just to remember Hazrat Hussein and to sit and to think, who came to kill him? Who came to kill him? Was it Christians or Jews or fire worshippers? No, it was Muslims. It was people who woke up on the morning of Ashura in Karbala and they prayed Fajr. And when they prayed the namaz, when they were sitting, they were saying, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. And then they went to murder the last living grandson of Hazrat Muhammad alayhi salatu. And Shaykh Effendi is saying to us, don't look at yourself to say, I am Hussein, or I am Hur, or I am Abbas. Look and find the Yazid, that killer that is inside of yourself. Because those ones who betrayed, they are definitely better than us. Why are they better than us? Because they prayed behind the Holy Prophet. Because they ate with him, they sat with him, they served him too. Yazid was playing with Hazrat Hussein together. They were holding hands when they were children. But Shaitan and their egos did not leave that one. That is a huge lesson for Muslims. So Shaykh Effendi is saying, look and find that Yazid, that betrayer. Look to your Shaitan and look to your ego that makes you more capable and able to do what they did that time. They were guided by the Prophet, and yet they betrayed. Majority of Muslims today, who are we guided by? Find out what is inside you. Find out what is inside you, that you could love someone, pray for someone, mention someone inside your every namaz, and then to go out to slaughter him and his family. We are living those days where we are seeing those who loved us, those who prayed behind us, those who kissed our hands and our feet, those who mentioned us in their du'as, and now they are slandering us with the ugliest names, and if power is given to their hand, they will slaughter us. That is inside all of us. Our ego is that dangerous, and our ego is that evil. As Hazrat Maulana Rumi said, and as we are always repeating, religion is your Hussein, and your desires are pigs and dogs. You kill Hussein and feed your desires. How can you keep on cursing at Yazid? You are the Yazid to your own Hussein. Our Shaykh is opening this up for us, saying, this is not a fairy tale. I know that none of you have understood the seriousness of this. I know. Maybe you will. Before that, maybe you will. And I hope that you will understand. This dunya and nothing in it is worth sacrificing for. Believe me. Sacrifice yourself for Allah and for His Prophet, for His religion. There is nothing else. That time you live forever. That time you're going to live forever and you're going to gain that forever. All that you are running after, they are all going to leave you one day. This world is the world of traitors now. Betrayers. Don't forget. For males and females. No man should think that they are better than Yazid, their ego. No man should think that they are better than those people who had betrayed Hazrati Hussein. No females should think that they are better than Hazrati Hassan's wife who poisoned him. Think on it, yes, think. The same ego that was there is inside of you. If you really believe on that, then you will be on side of Hussein, definitely. Definitely that time you will correct yourself, day and night. Nothing is more serious than this. Nothing is more serious than knowing our ego. Because if we don't wake up to that evil, one day we may find ourselves in the Yazidi army. We may find ourselves finishing Fajr prayers. We may find ourselves finishing zikr and salawat and getting ready to kill the Hussein of our time. We may find ourselves in the army of Firaun, chasing after the Musa of our time. We may find ourselves building a fire for the Ibrahim of our time to be thrown into. We may find ourselves laughing and beating the Nuh of our time. We may find ourselves amongst those who are running to kill Hazrati Isa alayhi salam. But when the single shout comes from the heavens, then everything becomes real. That time the dust settles. And you will know if you are a horse or a donkey. Oh believers, murids, wake up and be intelligent. Wake up and stop playing. Wake up and continue your fight. The time to the last events is getting shorter and shorter. When the door of the ship closes, there is no more safety. A day will come when the doors of forgiveness and tawbah will be closed. A day will come when the doors of revenge, divine revenge, will be open. If we are out at that time, where are we going to go? May Allah protect us from that. Allah has guided us to the saint of our time. He has guided us to the Ahlul Bayt of our time. He has guided us to the ship of safety of our time. To our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi al-Rabbani, to our Grand Shaykh Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim al-Haqqani, and to the 40 Grand Shaykhs of this holy Naqshbandi order. We are at the doorstep of the days that the entire universe has waited for since its beginning. We must keep awake. Stay with our guide. We should not give up. We should not give in to our ego. We should not give in to our doubts and to our weaknesses. Hold on tightly. Shaykh Effendi is saying, believe me, Hazrati Mahdi doesn't need any one of us. We are in need of him. He doesn't need us. He is supported through paradises. He is supported through the angels. Something that's going to happen has never happened in the world. In the time of Mahdi, the world is going to change. Everything is going to change. The world is just going to be like a paradise. But after the war, not before. After, when Isa alayhi salam is coming down, getting rid of Dajjal and finishing tyrants and unbelievers, there will be no shaitan left on the earth breathing the air. They will all fall down in a coma. They cannot breathe the air. They stay in their place until Isa alayhi salam goes out from this world again. So there will be no shaitan going around making fitna, and no shaitanic people will be staying that time. This is real. This is the knowledge that has just passed to us from our Shaykh. I don't have it in the book. I'm not reading to you from the book. What I just said to you, you don't find it in books. Only those one who knows they are watching, they know. The rest, you have to listen. May we listen to the friends of Allah. May we find the forgiveness and mercy of Allah in the day of Ashura. May He accept our tawbah. May He give us strength to be good servants to Him. May He help us in the fight against our egos. We are ending with the dua of Hazrat Hussein that he made when he saw the army of Yazid in Karbala, saying, "O my Allah, I trust you in every difficulty. You are my support in every hardship. During the many hardships that have come my way and destroyed my heart, when my friends betrayed me and my enemies celebrated, I have always turned to you for help, and you have always been there for me. You are the giver of everything, and I beg to you, even on this day, for your help." Amen. May Allah keep us with the people of Hussein and free us from being from the people of Yazid. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. La ilaha illa لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك والحمد لله شيء قدير لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح سبح قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة والروح إن دين عند الله الإسلام إقام الصلاة